Copilot is everywhere. So Copilot Studio, I will show you how to install and using ready-to-use agent. So you can very quickly create your own Copilot. This is just workshop style, so you have all the materials and you can do it your own. Mario Schwerden in the IT world for more than 20 years, 25, started with Commodore 64 and now just doing the cloud, especially Azure and Office security and so on. Okay, so Copilot Studio. We have several options to use the Copilot Studio and licensing. One of them is just Copilot Studio subscription, and you pay for 25,000 messages. If you have Copilot for Microsoft 365, you can use unlimited messages. And also, if you have a Copilot Studio for Teams license, also you can use unlimited messages. There are some more limitations just here. You can just consult this deck for future information. Okay, after you see this video, you will be more familiar with the Copilot Studio and how to create your own Copilots. What we will do, we create a new custom agent, but from Safe Travel template. Then we add some knowledge source and create connector based on action, and we will create our own topic also. Okay, just the Copilot main menu. What we just have here. We have just overview, knowledge, topics, action, analytics, and panels. And if you just go to our created Copilots, it is just here. Overview, knowledge, topics, action, activity, analytics, and panels. Let's see some of the description of it. What we just see here. Okay, just the overview. It's a description of the agent, of the Copilot you just created or you are working with. It's a quick view of its configuration and what the Copilot will do. Knowledge, the second important section, is just where you can add the source of the agent knowledge. Here you can add, for an example, the files that the Copilot index and will be able to use to answer. The next one is just the topics where you manage custom behavior of queries. What happens if you ask, for an example, when the shop is open? Action is just what Copilot can just do. You can put here and ask Copilot to add new information to your Excel file, for an example, and we will be using this one for connecting to the API. Analytics just for monitoring, and also important part of the Copilot, panels where you publish your Copilot to the website, for example. The next section is just the settings, and here you have this left side menu, and generative AI, security, authoring canvas, entity skills, voice, languages, components collection and advanced. Generative AI is settings for your model. Security, how you pair your Copilot with the others. Entities, it is just the place where you can add your own information that Copilot can use that exists in your company, for example. Skills, just you can register here external bot framework, and the last settings about the languages that can be used by your Copilot. Okay, so let's do your own Copilot. Just I will be using here just Copilot Studio Microsoft.com. Here you can start your own Copilot. And then I will just create a new Copilot, and I will be using agent, only ready to use agent. And as you see, you have a lot of ready to use templates that can be used for creating your own Copilot. And okay, just let's create the one name as a Contoso Safe Travels, like that one. And here is just ready to use US travel website, and that's all. So I am creating a new Copilot based on the template, and for an example I can start playing with my Copilot, and what can I ask? And here is the information what the Copilot is just configured. The next one is just, for an example, how do I get a passport? And here I receive, after a moment, information how to get a passport, and it is just based on the website that it is just configured here. Okay, just let's go to the setting and generative AI. And so now I'm using out of the box functionality, classic ones, that it is just using on topics to build to response the trigger. But now I am using ready to use a generative model to respond the best combination of action, topics and knowledge. And it is the recommended settings, and in that way I will use a Copilot as a similar to the chat GPT, let's say. Okay, just I save that one, edit, let's close that one. Okay, and I put here more instruction to my Copilot, how the Copilot would answer to my queries. Okay, just I save. Now I also add here some knowledge. I can just add it just here, and I download some my knowledge. You can just do it your own. Here is my blog, by the way. Here and I download here, not here, but here, just PDF with the Contoso Travel. Okay, it is just here, and I will add the knowledge. And I will add the PDF that can be used. Okay, just the indexing is in the progress. You can add also not only files, but you can add files or PowerPoint site, database, Dataverse, and also another public website. You can also connect your Copilot to this solution. Okay, I will return to the overview, the knowledge, to use general knowledge. So only it could be used what I added in the sources. Okay, let's back. Okay, it is just ready to use. Let's test my Copilot once again and ask this question about the amounts for the employees. And let's wait for it for an answer. And you see here that knowledge source has been used and Contoso Travel Policy PDF has been used. And here it is just information taken from the PDF that I have added. Let's then create an action, and I will add an action. And as usually, I will add a forecast, weather forecast, but not for today, but for the tomorrow. Okay, this one. I will use Copilot author authentication to the MSN weather. Okay, and I think just get next as default. Okay, next and finish. What is the weather forecast for tomorrow? Okay, what location? For example, WhatsApp. Okay, so there is information. Let's create a topic and emergency contact, and here is just send the message during the travel. You can call 555 Okay, thus the topic, all the topics about the emergency contact, just let save emergency contact, just save. Okay, topic created, and thus the question is just how I am in trouble. Okay, and here is the answer based on the topic I just have created. Okay, finally, what we can just do is just I can publish it to the Microsoft Teams. Okay, just I can publish my Copilot on Microsoft Teams. Contoso serif travels. Here is just the information in the Teams. Save. Okay. And I can also publish it to the website, but I need a premium license for that. And here, do not forget about the publish. We need to wait for a moment. And then you can just open it once again and open agent just here and use website instead, and you can just add and you can ask share the information, the same one that we used before. Let's do it once again in Microsoft Teams. Here it is just located the agent. Not the same information. That's all. Thank you for watching, and please also watch my other videos, not only about the Copilot, but also about the AI and Azure infrastructure. Thank you and see you again. In these additional steps, I will show you how to publish the Copilot to the Microsoft Teams and to the web. Okay, so here is our Copilot, and as I mentioned before, in channels, we need to publish the Copilot first. It is just publishing. I will close that for a moment. Then we can go to the settings also and set the desired security for the web channel. Now I disable any security, any user checking, and authentication to the Copilot. So I will publish publicly this Copilot, so no authentication. Okay, let's move back. The agent now it is published here, and we have a date for publishing, and then I can go to the channel, for example, Microsoft Teams, and click here to publish it. I did it just before, so I have no this option, but after a publish to the Microsoft Teams, you can go to the edit details for example, allow user to add this agent, this Copilot to the Teams channels. I will save it, and finally I can just open the agent. I will use web app, and we can just use the Copilot custom one in our Teams. Okay, I will add here, so you see it is added here, and I can ask and I will see the answer how to get visa to the US. Okay, so the next step, I can publish it as a demo website, for an example. Here, copy the address, save, and for an example, I will close that one. I can just open it as a web. So it is just sample web. What can I ask? Hosted by Microsoft Power Platform. And finally, I will publish it as a custom website. But for that solution, please visit, for example, my GitHub, this address, and here I will deploy a storage account in Azure, enable here static website in storage account, very cheap solution, but only for static website. We pay only for the content that we put here, so it will be very cheap. And here are the manuals. So according to the manual, I will use PowerShell 7, so PWSH. We need to install module to connect to the Azure. We need to also install GitHub to clone the repository. Install here GitHub, install PowerShell 7 dot something. We need to install also AZD. It's Azure Developer CLI, and we will use it to publish this solution. By the way, Azure Developer CLI is very handy to deploy the entire solution to the Azure. Okay, just I did it just before, so now I will clone the repository. Okay, just cd here. Okay, here is our repository. I will show you the structure. Okay, just here in the AZD we have usually two codes, several directories. The one of them is the infrastructure. So here it's a main biceps, and we will use this module to deploy in Azure static website in storage account. But it uses also this script to enable in the storage account static website. It is the way published by Microsoft. And then after that one, we have post deploy, just copy to the storage account our files. It is just here, get everything from the source code, from the here, our index HTML, and publish to the Azure. Okay, so let's do that one. Simple command. Let's back to our GitHub. We need to authenticate in the Azure, the developer CLI, and in PowerShell. For example, these two commands, I executed it before, so the next one is just AZD app. And so AZD app, I need to provide here an environment name. So MR Copilot demo. I need to choose a subscription. I will use that one, and for example, this region. We need to wait when the resources have been created. Okay, here is our deployment. Very nice that we can just go to here and see the progress of deploying the resources. Okay, it is just deployed here, and here is the output from past deployment script. So we see that it has been copied. Okay, so we can go to this resource group and see here is our storage account. Here is our container with the web, where there is an index HTML. We can just go to the here endpoints. And the last one is just for the static website. Of course, we can add custom domain certificates and so on for that one, even the CDN. And let's open it. So there is a just sample website in this project, but we will modify them to use a Copilot one. So here, let's browse the custom website. I will copy the content, and instead of this sample one, I will put the code from Copilot. So I Alt Shift Control A, Alt Shift F, format it. It is just very sample one. Save that one. Move back and just AZD up. Okay, it is just published. No modification in the source code, so we can check how it is look like. Okay, what can I ask? You see, it is just very small, but so let's modify it to the bigger one. I will return to the to our Visual Studio Code, and I ask the Copilot. This page is very well. Make it bigger to the end. Okay, just Copilot help us to generate the page in better way. Save it. That one is just Copilot for GitHub. Okay, save it once again and do the same AZD app. So you see that the Azure Developer CLI is just very, very handy to deploy a new code. As you see, just about the infrastructure, there are no any change, so only the code is just published. So let's move here back and we see the Copilot to the entire screen. And for an example query, how I can get a visa to China. Okay, and the answer. So thank you for watching. See you later. Thank you.